Welcome to Speed Round Sunday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share a mini episode from our past for your weekend listening pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode.
This past week, I had a little bit of excitement because I had seen a fancy clock radio on Kickstarter, and they had been sending me emails about it, that the Kickstarter was going to start, and it was like it is a clock radio that you can work from an app, or it also has Alexa, so you can just tell it what to do. You can tell it to set, you can tell it to stop. It also, you can plug your phone into it to charge up, and you can also play music through your phone, through the speakers. Just had like all the possible things you would want from a clock radio, plus like 5 or 10 other things. And the one thing they were not saying about it until the Kickstarter actually started was the price. And once I saw that, the little romance was over.
You were out.
It's like, but it did get me thinking about clock radios and how unexpectedly complicated they often are. We have like the little bottom of the line version that you could have bought in a drugstore. And so it should be super duper simple. And yet I will not touch it. My husband has to do it because every time I try to do something, I mess it up. Why are they so complicated? So I thought I would ask you guys, do you have clock radios or alarm clocks of some sort? How user-friendly are yours? Are you as flummoxed by them as I am? Nicole, how do you feel about such items? Do you find them also to be inscrutable?
I used to have a clock radio, like an actual drugstore clock radio.
Yep.
In my bedroom. Mm-hmm. And then one day it disappeared. I don't know where it went.
This should have been our theft episode. Or loaned it, one or the other.
And since then, I've just used my phone. So I use the alarm clock on my phone, and that's what I use. And my husband uses his on his side, and we have alarms going off consistently all morning.
I should try that. I don't know.
Yeah.
My husband wouldn't be able to handle the phone. He does the clock radio. That's his tech thing. Phones are my tech thing. But I do, my phone does work very effectively as a alarm clock at like 3:30 a.m. when I get like 5 or 6 emails from, job search websites. Apparently they send their emails out at 3:30 a.m. and if I've forgotten to turn the sound off, it's like bing, bing, bing. Catherine, do you have an alarm clock and can you figure it out?
I have like the old school drugstore cheapy, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband has one too on his side, and they're not the same. So when his goes off, and he's like already gotten up or he's out of town or whatever, and it goes off, I am livid because I cannot figure out how to turn it off, and it woke me up when I didn't need to be up, and that is like the worst crime you can perpetrate on me is to wake me up before I need to be up. That really, like, oh my God, I get so mad. So that's when I'm like just pressing every button there is.
And then you turn on the radio, and then you can't get it to turn off.
Or you turn it, you just snooze it, and then the whole thing happens again in like 15 minutes. And
I feel like
it's the worst.
Clock, you had one job. Why don't you just have a big red button on the top that if you touch it, the alarm goes off?
Yes. It's a problem. And the one I have, you can charge your phone on it. I don't like to have I usually keep the phone downstairs, but
yes.
But once in a while, if I like need to set the alarm for an unusual time, and I don't want to change the setting on the clock, then I will plug the phone in and use the phone.
Yeah.
And like I think you mentioned, Terry, if I'm in a hotel room, there is no way I'm going to attempt to figure out the alarm clock in the hotel room. I will use my phone for sure.
We used to try to figure them out, and it was like it would take us the entire time we were staying there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't wake us up, and then we'd have to figure it out again. So now we use our phones.
There's an easier way. You can just phone the front desk.
That's true.
Your alarm
That's
clock.
true.
I'll call
we
you.
like to be rugged individualists, and wake ourselves. It's just the fact that there's an alarm clock there.
You have to use it.
It feels like I'm an adult. I don't need a phone call. I will just work the clock radio. And yet they buy it from,
the Kmart
uninterpretable technology are us. So it's like they make them purposely impossible to operate.
Yeah.
So I think that phones come in very handy then. Mm-hmm. We do use our phones. But I would only want to charge my phone on the clock radio because I am working in my bedroom and my nightstand is like right next to my desk. Here. So it would be very handy. But other than that, yeah, having my phone by my bed would be a very bad idea.